welcome back to the channel. Today I thought we would look at the cinema industry. This is something we've looked at before. We've looked at it with Cineworld, we've looked at it with Cineplex. A few years ago during the Big C, we believed that the whole industry was coming to an end and we'd all be just watching films on TV, on streaming services. But we need to see whether that is actually the case and whether these companies are worth investing in. So what I thought I would do is we would look at the great titan of the industry, AMC Entertainment Holdings Inc. This is a massive company. It has over 940 theatres worldwide, culminating in 10,500 screens, both in the United States of America and around the rest of the world. They have theatres across the United States, they have them in the UK, they have them in Germany, Spain, Italy, Ireland, Portugal, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark and Saudi Arabia. The company's brands are AMC, AMC Classic, AMC Dine-In. They also own Odeon Cinemas. I think they're part of Regions as well. They're a massive, massive company, and for a retail investor, which if you're watching this, that's what you are, they're an important place to start looking for your investments. So shall we crack on? Now, as usual, we use SWOT analysis here. That is the strength of the company, the weakness of the company, the opportunities that the market holds for the company, and more importantly, the weaknesses of the market and how that will affect the company, and more important, your investments. The last theatre chain I looked at was Cineworld. This was a company which was essentially down. It was in flames and was never going to get back up. AMC isn't that company. It's a very different monolith. It is large enough to be able to carry on and go through. It has some interesting methods for getting cash into the company. One of these is the fact that it accepts Bitcoin, which I think is fantastic. It has lasted for almost 100 years. Is it almost 100? It's over 100 years now. 1920 it was established, so yeah, over 100 years. It's always been around, and with the movement from streaming services back into theatres, as people want to go back outside after the great doom of the Big C, it has a great future and there's cash coming into it. Not quite reflected in the share price yet. There are some interesting things taking place. We have a reverse splits in the stock. We have a conversion from APE, which is the AMC's preferred equity, into AMC common stock. That's going to make that a bit more interesting. I don't know how that's going to work. But the CEO, Adam Aron, has said that the booming box office and the sharp pivot to theatrical by studios and streamers make him relaxed and confident about the future as he possibly can be. The usual spiel you'd expect from a CEO, but I'm happy with the way that's looking. The lack of cash is only really going to affect the maintenance of the buildings, and there isn't any big drama with court cases that you have with Cineworld. There isn't any big thing coming up that's going to drag massive sums of cash out of the company, unless I've missed something and I've not seen something, which you can put down in the footnotes down below. But at the moment, cash is coming in, and that's the main thing. The company itself only has to maintain an average amount of money coming in order for each site to keep going. The economics of cinemas are very odd in that there's like a delay on the cinema's tickets. So they spend, so somebody buys tickets, a certain amount goes to the cinema, a certain amount goes to the film companies, but it takes a little while for it to loop back around to the cinemas. I think that's how it works. I might be wrong, who knows. But overall, the strength of the company is that it's big. It's a big colossal gorilla, and the money coming in is quite healthy at the moment. The sales for the past year, although they've been down, they still have sales revenue of $3.9 billion, which is quite significant. But that across all the circuits, it's still very, very healthy. Each cinema is probably going to be making somewhere between 100 to 200. That's probably wrong actually. It's probably more like 10,000 in profit per cinema per week. I would imagine. Now, like all chains, all cinemas, and all entertainment industries, there's been a lack of customers, lack of people going out from their houses. And although last year was kind of the big opening for all of them, you had Top Gun come out, you had Avatar over Christmas, you had masses of classic films being used to prop everything up. Not everybody's still brave enough to come out. Not everybody wanted to be sat near people coughing, and there's a small amount of how can I put it, germophobia, resistance to being around crowds. All of that kind of came to a head, but the cash is there. People have a little bit more spending money despite inflation, and this is a great place to start off from, because if you can't go on holiday, if you can't buy the next car, you're going to want to go out and at least do something with your life to interact with other people. And that's been the problem, getting those bums on seats. It's getting people into the theatres. This is where we have an upcoming problem, if not a present problem. Writer strikes. These are going to be hitting everybody very soon within the film industry. We've had this a couple of times before. We had this in the 70s, where basically just nobody was talking to each other, and it was just one big horrible court case. Hence the Three Stooges. I don't know how soon this will affect the market, the cinema industry, I should say, but it's going to be soon enough that you're going to start seeing quality of scripts going down and quality of films going down. Hopefully a lot of films were written during the Big C, and everybody will be able to make films off the back of those floating scripts that are out there at the moment, which really needs to be done sooner rather than later. I don't know, because people don't go and watch bad films. It's as simple as that. You're not going to spend your money watching the 15th sequel to the 15th bad film that week. It doesn't have to be necessarily original, but it does have to be something that'll get you out of the house, that'll make you want to go and sit amongst other people in an auditorium with whatever kind of sound, with whatever kind of visual experience on the screen, to spend your money and buy food and drink and invest 2 to 3 hours of your life doing that. Yes, there are some great titles coming up over the next 12 months. There are absolutely brilliant titles coming up in the next 12 months. I'd even say The Flash was going to be a big film, despite what's gone on with Ezra Miller. But despite that, next year, year after that, who knows? It depends on what the writers do going on. So this is the fun part. What is the opportunity that can be held? What does the market hold that is going to allow the stocks for any cinema industry to go forward, but especially AMC? Well, let's look at this summer. We have another Indiana Jones film. We have lots of great kids films. We have lots of great Disney films. There's even a Transformers film on the way, and I hate Transformers films. I don't get them. Kids love them. Grown-up kids love them. Grown-up kids who have had kids themselves love those films. They're going to go and watch them. So for the next 12 months, we have a massive stock of films, a huge library of films going back 100 years that are going to be put on the cinema, that are going to allow people to come out and watch them. As well as live experiences, which are thankfully being created by the cinema industry, the film industry, to get everybody in there. These are wonderful things that people want to watch, and I think we're going to see some huge blockbusters this year. I think Mission Impossible, it could be one of the biggest films of all time. I think the amount of family orientated films going on this summer is some of the highest we've had in a long time. That could see people go out there and spend a lot of money watching them, so that's a great thing. So that's going for AMC. That puts AMC in a great cash position that makes the stocks worthwhile, because although they're not giving out dividends at the moment, it does give out dividends. It is one of those companies. We did see that with Cineworld before they stopped. They gave out great dividends. It is there in their future. There is one interesting diversification that AMC has undergone, and that is the AMC branded popcorn, which has gone into supermarkets in the United States of America, as well as an entertainment Visa card. There are a lot of companies outside of the industry that are kind of grappled on with Visa and MasterCard and various crypto cards for a number of different reasons, for various promotional reasons. I think this one with the Visa card is quite interesting. It takes their loyalty system and Visa itself and puts them together in one place, which if I was 18, I gotta admit I probably would go for it. Now, from a retail investor's point of view, AMC and APE shares, both the same company, are considered to be meme stocks. That makes them very volatile, so if you're a day trader, it's an interesting place to go to. And every big film that comes out and does record-breaking at the market, this will put the share price up for a couple of days and it will drop down for a couple of days, and gives you a great opportunity for you to be able to kind of just scrape away extra profits as these kind of trade. One of the really interesting things we've seen over the past year or so is that streaming services are actually, they're putting films on the cinema now. It was really interesting because AMC, the shares skyrocketed during 2021. I think it was like a 36-fold jump in prices. It finished off at, topped off, I should say, around $70 per share in June of 2021. And then 2022 came along and the share prices just crashed out with a loss of 85%. This was actually similar to the entire tech market, where you saw a lot of, I think it was kids who were basically being given lots of money by the government to get them through the big C, investing in different places. And this is why they're called meme stocks, because it was with people reading about it on Reddit and places like that. So they poured all the money into that. That makes these stocks quite volatile for longer investors. But the big problem is still the writer's strike, which is coming up. I don't know how this is going to affect it. Once big films start to slow down, then you're going to start seeing a slow ripple of the share price dropping back down as well. So I think between middle of 23 up until probably November 23, you're going to see a gradual rise as each big title comes out. There was a bit of a jump when the sales numbers for Mario Brothers came in. Once his writer's strike is finished, then you're going to start seeing the reverse of that. You're going to start seeing the dips, and if the dips can go 85% in 2022 because of lack of product, then you could be seeing this in 2024. Bums on seats are all that matters. Now, if you're watching this and you're a non-affiliated writer, if you're not unionized, I would say get writing right now. Get out there, find a producer, sell your scripts, because those scripts are going to be worth gold. That's just a little tip. It's nothing to do with the share price, just a little tip. Side money, side hustle. Just try that, see how you get on with that. Okay, so with AMC, what I think at the moment it's trading around $5.40 to $5.50. They are starting to rise up. It's going to be like 2% here or there every now and then, but it will be pushed down during really kind of rubbish films when they come out. It is one of the most shortest stocks in the world. At the moment, the short interest against it is $749 million. So, although I don't think this is going to be a GameStop moment where we're all going to get together, throw our money at it and watch it rise, just be aware that there are going to be big dips as where these short sellers have entered the market, and they will have entered the market from the big bankers, from Wall Street, from London. Then you're going to see bigger dips as they hit their marks, and that will knock the price down very sharply. So don't, whatever you do, go leverage with this. Just come in as a simple share price, because it will be dropping considerably from time to time, and you don't want to get thrown off of this. But having said that, there is, I believe personally, a nice slow rise in the stock, in these shares as the year goes by. Is it going to be a long-term thing? I don't know. I don't know whether owning the shares in 2023 is going to pay off in 2025, in 2028. I don't know how the future of this industry is going to go. I don't know whether it's worth investing for that longer period of time. But definitely coming in for grabbing small amounts from it, it's possibly worth doing that. But I always say to all the people watching this, if you're going to invest, do your own research, definitely, but be aware that most of the stocks that we look at here are only worth scraping from, because long-term investment, although it's possibly there, these companies are very, very volatile at the best of times. Although I do like the cinema industry, I do like investing in it, I do believe that there's a lot of money to be made from the simple entertainment of life, and people want to relax, people want to enjoy life, people want to go out and be around each other, and cinema is a universal entertainment medium in which large groups of people can go out around large groups of people without having to be a certain way. It's not going to the pub, it's not going to the club, it's just going out, sitting in a dark room and watching other people tell you a great story and entertaining you. But yes, go out, do your own research. And I think with AMC, I think you'll be surprised by its potential. So I'm just going to leave it there. All the information with regards to facts and figures I'm going to put into the description below. So if you do like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe for future videos if you've never been here before, and next time we'll try to do things a bit more techie. Okay, that's it for now.